They both appear to be like cave mouths. They're not enormous. Like they're not nearly the size of the hole in the ground where this purple worm had come out of. They appear probably maybe like 6 7 foot tall, maybe like 3 4 foot wide. Like they're passages, but they also look like they're just sort of like cracks in the rock itself.
Is there anything I could check to see if one has any different features than the other?
Was there anything on the map on the difference between the two? Can we check that out?
Yeah, sure. The
Because
goblin map or the dwarven map?
I I don't think the dwarven one went this far. I think we would have to use the goblin.
All right, let's go to the goblin map.
So, purple dead hole. I worry about just the echo. What does that say? Echo, no NJs.
Give me an intelligence check.
Doo doo. Sure. That is a 17.
Way more than enough. It says echo no nos.
Okay.
So it seems like we wouldn't go directly south. We would want to take that like
Yeah, the
southeast one.
one that's further to the east, if possible, to
So
see,
this one.
if it makes any difference. That one, I think, is the one to go to.
Okay. So yeah. So I mean, easy enough. You guys know where you're headed. Um, is there anything you want to do before you go into the cave? Or are you just going to go into the cave and sort of start pressing forward? I know you want to try to find a place to rest. What's the game plan?
Well, do you feel like this area is clear, Kevin, or are we still like out in the open and exposed? Like this opening in the rocks is narrow, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, that just might be helpful if we stay within the opening.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Kind of almost like barricade it off. That way, if we do have to deal with something, um, it's from one side or the other. If we do get, obviously caught in between, if something is on both sides, that's kind of a weird worst case scenario. But I don't, I don't know how much I anticipate that happening. You know, to get from one side to the other. I don't know if anything's going to do any pincer attack sort of stuff on us if we run into anything.
I feel like, uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it would be an intelligent thing that would do a pincer attack, because I think they would try to avoid this area. If they have like a map like the goblins do, this area should be like pretty clear. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I think we kind of hole up right at kind of the mouth of the cave a little bit. Just keep on guard.
Okay.
See what we
All
can
right.
do with that.
All right. So you guys come up to the cave, the mouth of this like cave entrance, and
This one.
everybody's got dark vision, so everybody can see that the cave kind of continues in the same shape it is. Like the ceiling drops down a little bit or it widens out, but basically it's just like a rough hewn shaft, not even hewn, just like a crack in the stone itself that leads in. And like, how far in do you want to go?
Do you want to just stay right at the entrance here and guard behind there?
Kind of a little bit, like maybe like a few feet in, um, just so that we're kind of not out in the open.
Makes sense.
All right. So you guys kind of go in there. You set up shop, right? Like that's what the plan is. You guys are going to do a short rest.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is someone going to sort of be on watch while you're resting? Like somebody looking down the cave mouth, or looking out the cave mouth, I should say. Maybe someone looking inside. Like, how are you guys going to do this?
I feel like we're all up, right?
Yes.
So
Just wondering. I mean, Reamer could keep an eye out. I'm just wondering where we put him. If we put him like in the cave or at the mouth of the cave. I guess.
yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, we can just put him at the mouth of the cave. That way he can keep an eye out for like anything out here. And everything that would be approaching, hopefully. So he's got the higher perception. And then Elzarin's gonna be, one of the ones in the middle.
All right, cool. And then the other two are kind of facing inward, like into where this sort of like this cave heads.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So everybody give me a perception check. And I'm going to say this perception check is for the duration of the short rest you want to take.
That is a 16 for Seraph. Oh wait, never mind. Sorry. 17 and an 18 for Baller.
Okay, cool. Reamer, Els?
Reamer has a plus so 24, and Elzarin has a 19.
Okay. So all of you like have your Hawkeyes on, basically, like keeping an eye out as you sit down. And so are you guys taking what, like an hour to do this, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. As the hour passes, nobody seems to notice anything out of the ordinary, right? Like there is like the sound of air moving, but that's something that you've generally become accustomed to a little bit while you've been down here. And then apart from that, like the occasional sound of the wind itself, everything is like crypt silent or crypt quiet. So heal yourselves up, use up what you will for your short rest, get that taken care of. And then what's the plan?
All right. I feel like after that, we're gonna follow the cave down. I feel
Okay.
like this would. I'm getting the sense, at least from the map, that this would lead us to the Gleaming Caverns, or. I mean, during this time while we're resting, and you said we hear the wind. Is that like coming from above? Is there like a direction that we can, after like just resting and paying attention to it, is there a way we can figure out which way it's blowing?
Good question.
And I don't know, like in real life, but I'm hoping that these guys would, as adventurers, know that if you're in a cave and you feel the wind, that might be a sign of like pressure, that it's either pressure moving out or pressure moving in.
Give me a survival check.
Okay. All right, that's a 13.
Okay. So you feel like it could be an indication of something, but you can't put your finger on it. And to speak more clearly, like to the phrase of like if you're in a cave and you feel wind is indicative of something, yes and no. So inside a cave, depending upon where you're at and what's going on, there's the chance for like gas exchange, for heat, for damp, for cold, and the transition between the two may feel like wind or may just be pressure from one area moving to another. So it could be that there's an opening somewhere, or it could be that there's just natural forces causing it, or maybe there's a giant farting somewhere and you're just feeling like the last vestiges of it.
All right, so I feel like it's worthwhile to pay attention to, but I can't figure out anything just yet.
I think that you feel like you may have thought of a good idea, but as of right now, you can't tell if that exchange is like it's so fleeting that you're not sure if you're feeling it like just whipping around in the cave because that's where it's coming from, or possibly passing in from the cavern that you were just in. It looks like Kevin said he'd be right back, so um, we'll put on the music, play it softly as the elevator goes down.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, that's cool. I was just looking up something real fast.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, cool, no problem. So, all right, so you guys take your rest. You kind of get back up. TJ, was it Seraph or was it Baller that had the idea about the winds?
Seraph.
Seraph, all right. So you guys kind of pack up, and it sounds like the plan is to push into these caves. So you guys throw your gear back on your shoulders, whatever you need to do, and you start pressing forward. And after a little while, the passageway splits. It goes left and it goes right. There are they both look the same. There's no real difference between the rocky cavern that not cavern but like passageway to the left and rocky passageway to the right. What would you guys like to do?
That one, right?
Yep, that's where you guys are at, basically, like right there.
I feel like left would be more east.
Okay, so like we're hitting a split as we're coming in, then yeah, I would say the same thing. Left would hopefully lead more east.
Okay, so you continue down. So you go left, and you continue moving in what you feel is an easterly direction. The cavern not the cavern. I keep calling it a cavern. I'm sorry. The passageway that you're in starts to slope down a bit, and then hooks back to the right. And after you've traveled for about 20, 30 minutes at just a steady pace, keeping your ears out, listening, just making sure that you're not walking into anything or anyone, you come back and the passageway now splits into three ways. It goes left, straight, and right.
Stick with left.
All right, we need to be marking this down on the map somehow. Baller. Nope. All right, so I don't have any real like proficiency with making maps at all, but can always just try to draw something that makes sense to us, like the goblins do. It can't be much worse.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, even if we just go with like lines where it's like left and right, left, and then like from there like three, almost like a family tree sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, we can like make the lines as we go, and then just put like a dot on the one that we took.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to draw on the actual map so that like you guys can kind of kind of figure it out that way, please do. Like use whatever you
Sure.
want in order to do that. So yeah, so remember, so you guys came in the mouth of the cave, which is right here. And as you came in the cave mouth, it split left and right. You went left. That passageway kind of drooped down a little bit and then hooked back to the right, it seems. And as it came back to the right, the passage now splits into 3 separate directions: back to the left, straight on, or right. I should probably zoom in to look at what you're drawing.
Oh wait, so we went over to the left.
Yep. So that's pretty much that's fairly accurate, I would say.
Okay.
So you guys find yourselves right there right now.
Okay, right at the end.
Yeah, right where the intersection of those 3 are.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said
Oh,
you
wait.
wanted to go left again.
Yeah, I know we haven't gone all the way to the end of that, so.
Okay. I'm sorry. But yeah, okay. In that case, yes. So you guys follow it along. And again, you guys have been walking for, 15, 20 minutes. And the passageway starts to slope up a little bit. And it ends in what feels like a room. Like the walls kind of fall away, but anybody who goes into this space, if they want, you can see that the walls kind of create. It looks like it's creating some sort of like dome or sphere type room.
I'm looking for. Is there any movement, or you know what? I guess Elzarin would probably be best friends with Seraph in terms of, one, he got money from him, and two, he's got the sword that's just like, hey, something's around, and so he's gonna try and turn and just be like, hey, how's that sword doing?
Seraph, you do not get anything from the sword, and in fact, many of you, I think we discussed this last time or the time before, many of you are starting to recognize this sort of like shrill warning signal that you hear in the back of your heads as the sword starts to emit this super high frequency sound that it kind of uses to alert you guys to be like, oh, something's coming up. So as of right now, none of that is going off.
Very cool.
So in front of you is a room of unknown size, but that from what you can see by glancing to the left and the right of the passageway as it comes to the opening of this room, it looks like it's the beginnings of like a spherical or maybe an oval shaped space.
Yeah, if there's no threat, we can walk in there. I'm thinking.
All right, give me a perception check.
Where'd that go? So that is a 27.
Okay. So you walk out into this cavern, maybe like 20, 30 feet, and you feel like the walls just tapering away on either side, but you can still sort of recognize where they are. And Gesundheit. And you almost don't notice it, but then look down right at the last minute and realize that there are the remains of what looks like an old campfire right in front of you.
Okay. I think Reamer would turn and say, "It's time for an investigation check from someone who can."
I'm going to need an investigation in aisle 3, an investigation in aisle 3.
Right.
All right. So who wants to roll an investigation check?
I guess Seraph. Even though I don't know if he's the most intelligent.
Actually, I think Elzerin might be.
What does he
I've
have?
got a +2 for investigation because I'm
Oh,
not proficient with it.
I have a +1 with Seraph
Okay, so
with
in that
being
case,
intelligent. And as I look around, he's definitely no Batman. He got a 5.
Oh shit! I got a 6.
Okay, so this is definitely an old campsite. There really doesn't appear to be anything that gives a like the markings of like who would have made it, but what does sort of ring out in your head is that some sort of creature or being that would like heat or comfort of a fire would have done this, because otherwise the denizens of the Underdark, as you
We're
guys have
already
seen,
used to
yeah,
it.
like you know, like the cloakers and the ropers and like the purple worm, they don't
Midnight
need
tokers.
campfires. The tokers and the pokers and the jokers, all of them. Yeah, I mean, even like the shepherd was in all darkness, right? So this is clearly something that either wanted or felt comfort by a fire that must have been here at some point.
Do we know it's not us?
This
Do we?
so I will
With a
tell you that
6
this
as
I
our
will, yeah.
max, I don't know if we know that it's not us.
No, you guys. So that would have been funny. Like if you guys rolled a 1, maybe I could have tried to convince one of you that this was your old campsite.
This is actually where we were from before, but we're just
Yeah.
like, there's some people down here that don't enjoy. Yeah, it's you fucking idiots. It's just too
Yeah,
dumb to know.
So if whoever had rolled this, if it had been 2 natural, maybe. But for this, you know that it wasn't the site that you were in, because it's
Right.
like the room is not
It's a
full
while
of that
ago.
like that chalky sand and everything. This is much more like sort of hard packed stone with like a little bit of earth here and there. So, but yeah, so definitely someone or something built a fire here at some point.
All right.
And because you rolled so high, as you guys continue to explore the room, sure enough, it's maybe like 50, 60 feet across, and it just is like a big kind of like oblong oval shape. And this fire pit was in the center of it. And whoever was here probably set up camp here because it was as safe a space as you could get, kind of like the space you guys found before.
Yeah. Does it seem to open? Or is it just
No.
like this dome area and there's that one entrance?
Just the one entrance. So I mean, in some ways it's safe, but in some ways it's you kind of trap yourself in a room.
It's a dead end, but
yeah.
All right then. Let's see here. We've got Alt.
You've got Alt. Nice. Okay. All right. So you guys are backtracking back to the crossroads?
Yeah. So.
All right. So you guys start backtracking back to the crossroads, and after a little, like again, you know where you're headed now, but it still takes like a half hour or so to get back there. And so you guys have been traveling now for a couple hours down here, and you get back to the crossroads, and what do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
Want to head to the middle this time?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I like that. All right. So as you guys start heading down that pathway, you start walking, and the passage seems to stay true, and you guys find yourself walking and walking and walking, to the point that you've gone on for maybe another hour and a half or so, and the passage just continues on. And so I need somebody to roll D100 for me.
Okay.
What are we doing?
I just need somebody
60.
to roll a D100. 60 or 16?
60. 60.
60. Okay. All right. So you guys continue on for maybe another 2-3 hours, and at this point, you guys start to feel hungry. Like you're getting peckish. You battled a fairly epic monster. You dealt with a shepherd, and you've been walking for several hours in the darkness down this cave that at some points you have to squeeze a little bit to get through. At some points it widens out and you can just walk almost too wide, just having a conversation with each other. What do you guys want to do?
Eat.
Okay, that's solid.
I guess, yeah. I mean, can we eat and move, or? Because I mean, we don't really need another short rest or anything.
True.
Just eat jerky
so
as we go.
Yeah, you guys can press on as long as you want, but you're not sure how far or how long this thing goes. And I'm going to say that after another hour or two, you're feeling a little weary because of the amount that you've been moving today.
Oh, so how long have we been traveling? Like,
At this,
like more than 8
Yeah.
hours or something?
I would say at this point, you guys are probably around like the 8 or 9 hour mark, because
Okay.
I'm considering you guys woke up, you fumbled around in the caves for a while, found the map pieces, then dealt with the shepherd, traveled for like another couple hours. Actually, you guys are probably around like 10 or 11 hours, because traveled for another 2 or 3 hours, wound up where the purple worm was, then moved on to this cave and have traveled and backtracked and traveled for another 3 or 4 hours at this point. So you guys have had a day of hiking at this point.
All right, is that something we would have like felt at the crossroads, or is that kind of creeping up on us as we started going down this way?
So you guys have been traveling down that now I'm just going to call it the center path now.
Yeah.
For another 2 or 3 hours, and the little backtrack and side tracks that you guys had to make to get over and come back ate up like an hour and a half or so too. So you guys are like, let's press on this way and see how far we get. And so like you travel for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and that's when you start to feel hungry and you're like, all right, let's see where this goes. We're going to eat some rations. So you eat some rations, you press on for another hour and a half, 2 hours, and you're still in this cave.
We don't want to risk exhaustion, so.
Yeah, I think we want to go back and head back to that area, the dome, and hope for some safety, kind of rest up.
So I will say that, so if you guys have traveled for 3 hours this way, it's going to be at least 3.5 hours to get back to
Right.
that place.
Yeah, we're kind of in the middle of this path right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with that. I mean, I'm hoping that we can get there before we're 2 levels of exhaustion, and then if we just have to rest up, we kind of sleep that off.
Well, the other thing to consider too is, where does this passageway end? Does it open up again? Does it branch off? Does it terminate? Are you guys almost to wherever it goes? So I'm as sort of sitting back and watching this. If you guys are going to march for another 3.5-4 hours to get back there, and then have to do it again tomorrow if you're going to continue down this path, you're going to kind of beat yourself up for nothing.
Yeah, I don't. I see what you say with that. I don't know what rules we're going for with exhaustion stuff the way I'm used to, and I don't really know if this is 5e. but in like the Open Legend campaign I played, was you travel 8 hours, and for every additional hour you push yourself is a con save, and
Yep.
then if you fail the con save, then it's exhaustion. Is that where we're?
Yeah, so there's a couple factors. You guys have been making con saves or not making con saves since you've been down here, and it's an effect that I wanted to see if it would take effect or not, just for your exposure to an atmosphere that you're not familiar with. Like the only person in your party that's particularly familiar with it is Baller, and Baller hasn't been rolling these with disadvantage. But as far as like a hard pressed long march, I'm going to say for every hour, I'm going to go with that. So every hour past the 8 hour mark, you stand a chance. Because we haven't really set it up, anything that you're going to go do beyond where you're at right now is going to incur that.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I think the best thing to do is to just set up shop here if we can, and if at
Okay,
most
then yeah.
maybe travel just like another hour if you want to see if this opens up somewhere. But we could also run into
Right. I mean
trouble.
that was my whole purpose of going back. If we're just able to set up shop here, then yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, you guys can absolutely do that. Like, I mean, it's not going to be the most comfortable camp that you guys have had, but it's also like it's a passageway, and you can put your back up against it, and you guys can be in a row or do whatever you want. I mean, if you want to push on a little further, you can do that too, because you're past that sort of 8 hour mark. You guys may have to make a check, but that's up to you guys.
I'm thinking stay right here, make a makeshift camp.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys kind of like, get your packs, set yourselves up however you're going to be. Is there anything you guys want to do specifically to like, again, like set up watches? Like, what do you guys want to do?
Huddled together.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
That's what I'm thinking.
I think we put Reamer in the front this time, with his, just kind of looking out that way, and then just hope that nothing's coming up from the backside.
Watch your butts. All right.
Right.
Cool. All right. So you guys set down. Are you guys going to do the same sort of like watch pattern that you did when you guys were in the last cave, the sandy cavern where you met with Daryl, like where Reamer kind of like powers down but sort of keeps his sensors aware?
Yeah, and I think Seraph is like he only has to sleep for like 4 hours or something.
Okay.
No, that we all have to. I think we found out. I thought it was
Wait, no,
Elzarin the last time.
Elf.
No,
Yeah.
Right.
that's what I thought it was Els last time, and then I found out he's a half elf, right?
Oh no, I was thinking Seraph, but yeah, Elzarin is a half elf. So yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't get the thing, right? That's what we set up.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Reamer's in the front. Everybody else, figures a way to get as comfortable as you can. Falls asleep a little uneasily, happy with the knowledge that, as long as you're not murdered in your sleep, you're going to wake up and sort of be back at best of shape as you can be. Reamer, give me a perception check as you kind of power down, but like keep your sensors open and you're focused down on the cave in front of you.
So that is not great. That is 16.
Okay. You're what is it? You power down for 4 hours, 6 hours? What?
I'm not sure.
I think we had said 6, but whatever
Yeah.
the case is, and so
It's 6 hours, but he's still like
aware. Yep.
yeah.
So all right. So you kind of like power down a little bit. Everybody else falls asleep, and as you're just sort of like sitting there, like self healing, basically. You don't hear anything. It's really quiet. Periodically, like you'll hear like that same like soft like wind sound, but everything else is super quiet. Like you don't hear dripping of water, definitely don't hear footfalls or things growling. You just hear like sort of the absence of sound. Um, the only thing that you can hear beyond that is like the sound of if anybody's snoring or if anybody is like their breathing patterns as you kind of like feel out. And so the 6 hours go by, you kind of come back online. About an hour and a half, 2 hours after that, everybody else starts to rise, and everybody's feeling pretty good. He says with a question mark, because I need everybody to give me a con save, and everybody has disadvantage except for Baller.
All right, so Reamer got a 12. Elzerin got a 21. 21?
Okay, so that is a 5 for Seraph. No, sorry, not 5. A 10. 5 on the
Okay.
die. 10 total. And for Baller,
Ooh,
that's plus 7. 19.
Okay. And then Reamer and Els.
21 for Elzerin.
Okay.
And oh, 11 for Reamer.
Okay. So Baller and Els are fine. Reamer and Seraph, as you guys kind of like wake up and sort of inspect yourselves, you feel a little off, like something's wrong, and you're not quite sure what it is, but you feel like maybe your rest didn't recover everything for you. And so whatever your max hit points are, reduce that by 3. And both of you start to get this feeling like you're just having a hard time adjusting to being away from like the sun and like the ability to go breathe air that doesn't feel like it's been trapped in a closet for 600 years. And so you get the feeling that the longer you're down here, there's the potential that these effects could become more severe. But it's not really that bad right now. What do you guys do?
All right, so we rested up, and then after that we felt this, decreasing mental.
Yeah,
Physical
it's
thing.
so because I just pull you two aside because you're both playing all the characters. I
Mhm.
just gave it to you at the same time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you guys, like as you woke up 2 hours before everybody else did, you were the first to start to feel this, and then as Seraph got up, Seraph felt it as well. Um, and if you talk to Baller or to Els, they both kind of look at you like like with a question mark on their face. They're like, I don't understand. I don't feel what you're talking about at all. But you guys feel like maybe there's almost a little bit of what's like claustrophobia or something along those lines that's starting to settle in for the two of you, or maybe it's actually some effect of the environment that's occurring, but you're not really sure.
Mhm.
But the end all be all of it is that you get this feeling that the longer that you're down here, and if you keep not passing these saves, that there's a general chance that this could become more of an effect for you, but you're not really sure what it is at this point.
Yep.
All right, so you guys kind of get back up. You get your gear back on, you suit up, however you're going to do that, and you press on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys press on for another 2 hours, and all of a sudden the elevation of but for the first hour it starts the passage starts going down, down, down. Then it kind of levels up. Then it kind of like up and down, up and down, up and down, sort of banking to the left, banking to the right. You see a couple like shoot off passages, but as you look, you see that they dead end maybe like 10, 15 feet into them. So you're not even really wasting time down. And then it starts to slowly, the gradient of the passageway starts to come again a bit. And at this point, you're really not sure like how, like compared to the level where the great worm was, you don't know where you are. Like how far down did you go compared to how far up? And as it levels off, it starts to open up, and it opens up into a rather large room. And I will bring you guys over to what you see. So you guys basically come out of the cave into a bigger space. I gotta change that. All right, let's do this. All right, come on. What is going on right now? Sorry, for some reason, Roll20 is not letting me click on anything. I'm just gonna refresh the page real fast. Okay. Yay, it's letting me do stuff again. All right. So you guys come into like this large room that that as soon as it opens up, it kind of starts to narrow into maybe a 10, 15 foot wide passageway in front of you guys. What do you guys want to do?
Let's. I think we can look forward a little bit and maybe take a perception to see if we can see anything up there. If we even need to.
Give me a perception check. Actually, anybody who wants to, give me a perception check.
So that is 20. Dirty.
20. Dirty 20. All right. Anybody else? Perception check, or are you just waiting to see what Reamer comes back with?
I'm hoping to have Baller kind of lead, because of traps and stuff. So, perception.
Yep.
17.
17. All right. Baller, I'm going to say that you don't have to do it, but I'm going to say that you kind of move up with Reamer, and you're kind of like staring down at the ground, right, or looking at the walls, trying to see if there are traps or like mechanisms or like those spider webs that you guys saw in the sand back when you saw the shepherd, and you don't see any of that. Reamer, you're about to say like I don't hear anything, and then all of a sudden you hear the faintest clicking, you're not even sure what it is. Like it's not clicking like it's like this rhythmic like clicking pattern, like, and then it stops, and then you don't hear it again.
All right. So as Baller is like coming up, Reamer will kind of, I don't know if you guys have seen the 13th Warrior, but there's different times where they're sneaking around, and it's just like they stop And it's just like, listen. And so he just kind of, has Baller stop and try and listen, for that. See if he can point it out to him.
Okay, I'll say, give me a survival check for Baller. Aim high.
Dirty 20.
30, 20. All right. Baller like strains his ears to listen and doesn't hear anything. Reamer, you as well, as you're kind of trying to guide him to listen to this sound. You don't hear it either. What are you guys doing?
They might be aware that we're here. Be on alert.
You just scream that over your shoulder. Be on alert.
No, it's mostly, kind of whispered a little bit back, where it's like, and with that, Elzarin is gonna go right up to Seraph. I don't have control of that one, but he's gonna.
Oh shit.
He's gonna be hanging out with his bud now.
What is there? I wonder why this is happening. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Brushing the big, fro that he has on today.
The big fro. All right. So you should have control of Els now.
Cool.
I don't have control of mine.
Oh shit.
We're not worried about that.
I moved these guys. This was a copy over.
Pasta.
Copy all the pasta. Okay. So yeah. So all right. So you guys move up. How are you guys moving? Are you moving as like a squad? Are you trying to move stealthily? What are you doing?
Oh, there's Reamer. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind going up to the crossroads as Baller and go into two different groups. These with Els and Seraph up at the end.
I'll reveal a little more to say that as you guys get up there, as Baller, as you get up there, you can see that just terminates in this little alcove right there.
Cool. Onward.
Could have slept there. Anyway, we'll move up. I'll go.
All right. And
Yeah.
so you guys are gonna.
I'm gonna go like right up and like
And then like
do
move up
a front
a
roll.
little bit.
Well, I'm gonna do like move up, do a front roll, put my back
Okay.
to the wall, and then look over this way.
Okay. So wait. So are you guys stealthful? If you are, I want stealth checks for that.
What's more stealthy than a front roll?
Not much, but the stealth roll in which you like in your armor roll up and hit a wall. That's gonna make
What
some
armor?
sense. Your metallic back, because you're an
That's not me.
unarmored barbarian.
Yeah. So if we
I don't
were
have
going
metallic
stealth, I didn't know that we were going stealth because I was just stepping away for a sec. So with that, what I was gonna say is if we wanted to even attempt stealth, Reamer's gonna be hanging back because there's no way he's attempting it. So if Baller's just like, hold on, let me scout ahead, he just goes, okay, kunk.
Kunk.
And
Okay.
just kind of stops back over here. So it's like, all right, let me know.
Okay. So Baller, just give me a stealth check.
Oh, that is a nat 1. So a 4.
Okay. So you execute the front roll perfectly, and no armor on. You make no sense. However, as you peer around the corner, the edge of your axe grazes the stone, and you hear as it grazes across the stone in front of you. You're like, shit. You look forward, and you see that the cavern expands further forward, and looks like it goes around the corner.
I apologize. I thought you were attempting it stealth. And then Reamer just stomps over. You could have just told me that you wanted to go first.
What are you guys doing? So you walk over and this conversation starts. What are you guys doing?
Alright, so now that I have killed him with his shame.
Yes.
And because it's on the headset, I assume I can't even see that the Discord is muted.
I'm muted.
Oh no. So what do you want to do? Do you want to push forward, try and scout out again?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so where are you headed to if you're pushing forward?
Oh.
Did he get cut out?
I'm not sure.
Oh, all right, cool. All right, so the cave starts to narrow as you move ahead. What do you do now?
Move forward again.
Again. All right, as you get up there, do me a favor
die.
and you get up there and you die. Yeah. Give me a perception check.
I won't be able to see very much if I'm dead. Okay, here we go.
It breaks your eye.
9.
9. All right. So again, you're like in the back of your head, you know Reamer had said to you, like, you got to listen for this sound, this clicking sound. You're like, you're straining your ears, you're trying to hear it. Don't hear anything. What you do see, though, is in front of you, this passageway that you're in opens up again, and it looks like it opens up into a very large space because your vision goes out, and it looks like it drops off an edge right about there, and you can't see any further than, and it seems to expand out on either side. So it looks like this may well be the end of the passageway that you were on, and that it's like it's finally starting to open up into something.
Another crossroads.
At the crossroads.
I'm gonna have these guys tell them like clear each time I'm moving up, and I'm gonna go up here as quiet as I can and look both ways.
Okay.
Crossing the crossroads.
So look for someone to hold their hand. All right. So you see a lot.
Does Reamer see him at the crossroads? He doesn't want him to be lonely.
Yeah. Yeah. He you can't tell from the backside. Like maybe he is a little lonely. I'm not sure. And so you see a lot. So basically, it looks like you're on top of a plateau that's up maybe like 5 or 6 feet from the floor below, and this is another massive room that you're in. Maybe not to the same scale as the caverns you're in, but it just sort of flows out in front of you. You see that directly in front of you is what might be a large rock. It looks like this pillar that reaches up to the ceiling that's some like depending upon where you are in the room, maybe like 10 feet up, 10, 15 feet up. And then like in the center of the room, it might go as high as like 30 or 40 feet up. And the whole ceiling is covered in stalagmites and stalactites. No, stalactites are on top. So stalactites coming, like just hanging down at various lengths. To the left, as you look up, you see that this shelf that you're on kind of continues along and disappears into the darkness. And then to your right, or to the south, or down, I'll say on the map, it looks like that shelf continues but drops off the darkness going away as well. What do you do?
I'll wait for the rest of the group to catch up.
All right,
And
give me
okay.
give me as they start to come up. Give me a perception check. Reamer, just back up one step. Just one step.
12.
12. All right. Reamer, as you're coming up, give me a perception check.
Uh, 23.
You may be muted.
I am 23.
23. You immediately hear that clicking sound, and it sounds a lot closer and a lot more intense.
Click
And
clack.
it seems
Time to watch your back.
and it seems to resonate throughout this chamber, almost like the stalactites are giving like a natural acoustic to it. So it's like, and like it's sort of like you hear it like almost pinging off of the ceiling around the room. So you can't really locate where it is. And so, Baller, you get right there. Reamer comes up behind you, hears this sound. Seraph and Els are coming up behind them. You can hear their footfalls coming up. And what's everybody doing?
Let's go away from the sound. Is it coming from both ways?
It seems like it's coming from everywhere in this cavern.
Let's see. What do we have? Okay. So I'm not sure what we do with that information. And it's like a clicking, resonating sort of thing.
Do you have your aura on right now, by the way?
You must have copied one that
I did.
edits.
I did. Yeah. So where's it? This one? No, not that one. This one. Oh, you already got it? All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Because I don't know if we just kind of throw something out there into the stalactites and see what happens. I say to my party.
Yeah. Go Light Rock.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be weird because depending on how high the ceilings are, if it seems like it's coming from the stalactite, then it's like, is that even going to be something where we even see anything?
So the ceiling above you guys is like it kind of varies, like it kind of ripples.
Yeah.
But it's no more than like 10 or 15 feet above you. As you get out, because the floor kind of drops down 5 or 6 feet, and the ceiling continues to ripple out in front of you. That's like another like the ceiling goes up to like maybe like 30 feet, maybe 40 feet at its highest.
Yeah. You know what? How far does this go? Because I'm wondering if like something like even Mage Hand to try and go up and like push or like firebolt and start blasting these stalactites. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, up to you. I think if you're looking to create light, firebolt will grant like temporary light, but would
just
create some.
blasts like a firework would.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it would create some issues for
In
your
the same
vision.
way that paper would make great firewood for, all of 7 seconds.
Whee!
All right, now I'm cold again though.
It didn't work. It did not work.
So what are you thinking, Mr. What do we have? Seraph and Baller?
I think we need to make a move and
Dance off.
just go right in, like explore into it. I'm thinking we go down
Okay.
to the south.
You want to have Baller go down with a rope? So that
Oh,
way.
because that's like a cliff.
Oh yeah, yeah, but it's only like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like it.
I'm just
yeah.
wondering about like scrambling back up quickly.
No, you could do it.
Okay.
I won't. Yeah, I'll just tell you that it's not difficult terrain. It's just that like part of your movement will be like going up 5 feet to get back up. That's
Okay.
all.
So then let's go check that out. Let's head out into there and see what's going on. I think we move the front group forward into there a little bit, and then have the back group move to like here, in the same kind of pace.
Okay. All right. So if you're gonna move, then by all means. So first of all, are you firing lights, or are you just moving forward? Like how
No,
are we
I
doing?
think we're just moving forward. I mean, we've got more vision in the dark than light is really gonna give us for the most part. So,
Okay. All right.
Other
Go
than-
ahead.
hey, we're right here, and when we throw it, it's just like, what was that? It's like, oh, that was just us throwing light.
Just throwing light bombs.
We were over here. Heads up.
All right. So if you're gonna move your figures, move your figures. But let's move them like just go ahead. Do what you're gonna do.
All right, so Baller, you want to lead the way? Where you're thinking? Oh, that way. Okay.
Yeah, going down, right?
Okay. That's what you meant
All
by
right.
down. All right, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
As you guys get there, and I'm going to assume that Seraph and Els kind of come out into the cave mouth where they're at right now.
Yeah.
A couple things happen. First is we got to do some revealing here. You see there is like a dark hole in the floor right there that like just light. There's no light or anything coming from it. Let's open all this up. There we go. Oh, that's weird. Why isn't it doing that? All right, cool. You see like the whole, like you see the cavern open up in front of you. As you're there, that sort of clicking sound seems to intensify, and right as you step where you are, you get that ringing in the back of your head that you've come to recognize as the warning signal from Seraph's. It's your sword, right? Your warding sword.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was the armor because way back at the beginning, you guys had talked about warding armor, and I couldn't remember what you had there. But anyway, so you get that feeling, and I'm gonna need you to give me a dex check, a dex save, I should say.
Seraph?
No, Baller.
Quick question. Is this for a trap?
No, it is not a trap.
Okay. In that case, it is a 13.
13. All right. Reamer, you see this before Baller does, and this large creature drops down from the stalactites above. It doesn't have it. It stands in a humanoid kind of shape. It's got 2 legs and 2 arms, but its arms end in these barbed hooks, and its head looks like a vulture's head with these glowing, like glassy, milk glassy green eyes. Its body is like covered in this almost like turtle-like carapace, and its feet have these like just giant talons, like almost like you'd think like an eagle's claws coming out of its feet. It drops down and takes one of its claws and swings down. Oh, it's these big hooks and swings at Baller as it sort of swings down, holding its other hook on the stalactite. Baller, what is your AC?
17.
17. All right. With the plus, that is an 18 total, and this thing raises you. It doesn't do full damage because I gave you a dexterity, and you did succeed, but it does do, what is it? It does do 7 points of claw, rakes across your cheek and puts a gash into the side of your face. And as it does that, it lets go with its other claw, drops down on the ground right next to you, and I need everybody to roll some initiative. And what is it? Z? That's the thing that drops out of the ceiling towards you.
Shift Z.
Oh no, I just like clicked on it and hit Z and it worked. But whatever. You guys can see it, right?
No, that's why you have to hit shift.
Oh, damn it.
Is Baller, sorry, is there like a lower part? Is he lower down? Or is the map like accurate from like Seraph to Baller?
It's pretty accurate right now.
Okay. So
you guys are on the same level.
I know that it was painted like that way and everything like that, but because of the sword, like that's a surprise, right? Like there was an attack and it couldn't really do anything.
So it's a surprise, but the creatures have an ability where basically they are completely concealed. And so
right, but like what I'm saying is they're attacking. I'm just saying that creatures can't be like companions within 30 feet of me can't be surprised of Seraph. And if he's within 30 feet, then
so this is so a rogue could never just step out from behind a crate and stab somebody in your group when a rogue's whole ability is being secretive. And so when a creature has an ability that says no one can see it, like yeah, you knew there was something there, which is why I gave dex save, which you passed. But I just don't understand. This seems like the most overpowered thing ever because you guys there's just no chance of you being surprised. I just can't. It's boggling my mind. I don't know how else to handle it.
Well, the only thing mechanically that it does is just take that one attack away.
Right, but if the creature, like, what am I going to do? I say roll for initiative, and then you guys can stand there and be ready for, like, your AC is going to be what your AC is anyway. Using AC when you're caught off guard. So, like, if a creature is going to jump out at you, a creature is going to jump out at you. And if you know there's something there, you can be ready for it. But if you look left instead of looking right, you're not going to know where that creature's attack is going to come from. Like, I'm not trying to shortchange the item, but at the same rate, like, I don't know how in my mind how to just juxtapose the two things, right? So if a creature can be absolutely still and not be seen, and you have an item that says I can't be surprised and my compatriots can't be surprised, how do those two play out? Like, is it a roll between the two to see?
You can hide in combat and still jump out. See, like this is weird because mechanically you can hide, but there's Like there's no surprise is like a condition in 5e is how I've been like told, I guess, or how it's been explained to me. So
So
pretty
like
much it, like the surprise round in 5e just means that you get to attack before anyone gets to react. So we all roll initiative, and the people who are surprised don't get to act that round, and then we start up the next time. So we all should start initiative at the same time. So, and all that means is that we're immune to the surprise condition, and like if this
well,
creature's hidden.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like I can understand that, but if a creature is literally set up in a scenario where if you can't see it, you can't know where it's coming from, then there needs to be some payoff for that, because that's the reason the creature has this ability. And like if I
that
said
would
to
be
you
the
guys when you
first
walked
attack
in,
during combat that it has, I think.
but that's just it. Like if I said to you guys roll for initiative, you already know that there's a thing, and you know where you like it doesn't make sense to me, because
I
like
mean, you could start combat hidden, and then it's hidden until it attacks. I mean,
right,
I
but then
guess
I would
essentially it
need to
starts the
say
same.
I would
Well,
need to
you would.
say roll for initiative when you walk into the,
Well, we
and
already
then
knew that
just
was coming because the sword already alerted us.
right. But so here's the thing, right? So if I say roll for initiative when you walk into a room, so that I have an initiative order thing, I'm going to have to do that every time, because and then you guys know that there's something or there isn't,
Yeah,
or
I
I'm
mean
just going to
that's
have to do it
the.
all the time.
I mean that's the point of the weapon.
But that's just it. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
No,
Now I'm
because
like,
you can still do this, but here all I'm saying is that because we haven't rolled initiative yet, we don't know if this thing is at the top or the bottom. So you could get another attack right after you just jumped out and attacked. So if you said, roll initiative, and then we all roll initiative, but we can't see where it is. It's hidden. It already hid. We can't see it, and it still wastes our turn like that round, but then it jumps out an initiative and it makes sure that we have a chance to react to it instead of it attacking and then attacking again, giving it 2 turns. So that's all it
yeah, no,
prevents.
so I mean I can see that, but I think like I just my concern about this is, and like I'm not trying to shortchange your item. I just don't see a way around this, because like the idea of having you walk into every room and say roll for initiative is dumb, because like when you walked into the room with the campfire, I would have had to say that, because maybe there's a surprise there, maybe there isn't. Who knows? And I like,
Well, our sword wasn't glowing that time.
but maybe that's because there was something in the room, maybe there wasn't, and you wouldn't know that unless the sword had an effect, or
Well, it's
I
only
was like
within
roll for initiative.
30 feet. Like if we're surprised by an arrow to the face, we're surprised by an arrow
No,
to the face,
true,
and
but
it's
what
out of
I'm
range.
saying is that rather than you ever having a surprise condition, right? Which literally is something that can still happen. Like you can know that there's monsters around, but if you don't know where the monsters are coming from, they can still appear somewhere and have at you, right? Like that's does that make sense? Does that not make sense? Am I not making sense?
Absolutely. It's just
I
that
get
all we're saying is that would happen in combat.
Right, but if you're not in combat, you're not gonna like you're not gonna know, right?
Right,
Like
but once we get the alert of the sword, we basically are in combat. Like something's around,
okay,
and so we're completely prepared at that point. And then
okay. So but what I'm saying is that like with you guys, like, so if your group tactic is happening, right?
yep.
Like your group tactic is doing this, that's fine. But if you guys are not in a group, like you guys have separated or you moved away from each other,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not having that exposure, and I'm saying roll for initiative for everybody, I'm dropping the hat. Like you know where the enemy is. Like like it just and in the
Only if if we had moved in a group and we had moved 40 feet out from Seraph and we get jumped by these guys, and then Seraph, who's 40 feet back, sees that it's like, oh, this is happening. That's, how initiative works in any other thing, in any other combat. So it would be something where it's like, literally, it's just that one attack doesn't get to happen. And if we're alerted to it in combat, if we're not able to figure out what the thing is and where it is, then it would be able to jump out when it's its turn. But it also is something where then it doesn't even necessarily need to attack. We could be within 30 feet of it, swords glowing, everyone's on guard, we keep moving, nothing happens.
So I understand that, right? But I also think, like, I'm perturbed because it defeats part of the game, right? Like, me telling you guys to roll for initiative.
Having high armor defeats the part of the
No,
monsters
hold on,
hitting
hold on,
you
hold on.
when it's lower. I mean, yeah,
Hold
the
on,
heroes
no.
are
What
supposed to
I'm
have stuff
that's not what I'm
that.
saying. That's what I'm saying is, if there are creatures in a room that you may never experience because you don't go near them,
Oh my
having
god.
to say everybody roll for initiative
Fuck.
as you
I
enter a room
can't care.
just like means that we have to do that so that we have an initiative.
Oh my god.
So I can know when my character is going to jump out because I can't do a surprise. So that's what I'm saying is, like, it defeats the entire purpose of setting a room up with trips and traps and whatever, because you guys know, whether you experience it or not, every time you walk into a room, every time you open a door, because I'm going to need an initiative order, I'm going to have to say roll for initiative. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it takes away the element of, oh, shit, there's the thing, or this happened. Like, I'm not trying to like, I think it's great. Like, you guys nobody can sneak up on you guys. Actually, I don't think it's great, but it is what it is. That's what the item does. But in a combat scenario where there are things have set up like this event, the idea that it can't do what it's naturally created to do, I mean, it just, like, it feels like it's taking it away, right? Like you walk around with a giant beacon around yourself doing damage. Like, I know the game is meant to be played to take every advantage you can, but if my monsters have an advantage, they have to be able to get something out of that. And just being in the turn order where they get to attack and then get attacked back means they don't get their thing.
If it only activates off of surprise, like if it activates off of being hidden, they still get the thing. But if it says specifically, if a creature is surprised, they get this thing, then it just doesn't.
Yeah. So this is not surprise. This is not.
It's off of hidden.
It's off of being hidden. Yes.
So they would still get that.
Right, and so that's so maybe we jumped into this, and I don't know. Like, because there was a foe that was nearby and you couldn't be surprised, that's why I said that Baller got the heads up. Is that incorrect because it wasn't an actual surprise, just coming out of stealth?
I'm just saying that
So
he should attack in initiative.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Honestly,
sorry, I was just interrupting. Like, basically, it's something where, like, depending on initiative, let's say we got 1 and 2, and then this had it had 3, and Baller was still there. It would still be hidden when it gets to his turn. 1 and 2 don't get to do anything, but we're just kind of on guard. They'd probably just kind of stand around, take the dodge action. Then when it gets to his turn, he gets to attack from a hidden state. It doesn't get a surprise round, but it gets the hidden attack. And with that, it's something where, like, it avoided the first 2 attacks from those first 2 people by being so well hidden.
Okay, so how do I, as the person running the game, resolve turn order when we haven't established turn order yet? Because something's hidden.
I mean,
established turn order.
Yeah, once we know that something's there, I mean, we're basically in combat mode.
So what if
we're not saying that, like, you have to take the hide action first in combat. It can already be hidden and it's just chilling out before we even get there. It could see us beforehand. That's all fine and good. The thing is that when the sword glows, and you say the sword glows, as players, we already know that there's going to be combat potentially because there's something around here
somewhere.
And then so you have us roll initiative. And so then we're in this initiative, and it's like, okay, Seraph, what do you do? I don't see anything, so I take the dodge action, like Kevin said, and then it goes like, all right, now it goes to
L's.
Oh, wait, something, or like the monster like pops out, and then it gets to attack from its hidden state with advantage or whatever, and
So
that gets resolved.
Okay, so in this instance, right? So let's say I say everybody roll for initiative, right? So
Yep.
everybody rolls for initiative, and hope like we'll do it in a sec anyways. Everybody rolls for initiative. Baller gets like like the low man on the totem pole, and I roll for like a monster or monsters, whatever it is, and my roll is lower than baller. I'm effectively going into the turn, and then like everybody else gets to go before it gets back to me. Like that's like the idea of like what I was shooting for with this was not a full attack. It was like a half-assed attack to try and like swipe baller. So he drops out of the ceiling, takes a swipe at baller, and then initiative goes because this creature has a lot of other things to do. But I wanted to create like the dramatic motion of like, oh shit, we didn't see the thing in the ceiling. This is what we're doing. And
well, then that's exactly just defeating the point of the item.
But the item is literally crippling all the aspects of creatures that can hide or be hidden. Like,
but just
if you're
for the
if
one
you're
attack
in a room,
that you're looking for, this
the
one that has happened. So I don't remember the damage, but like 7 or 8 damage, whatever it did, it literally just doesn't get that, and then it gets to attack when it's its turn in combat, but with that same thing and another attack presumably at this level, but it's something where that just happens.
So do I need to put it in to the turn order where I want it to be then? Like if it's hidden, does it get to jump out and do its full round whatever when it's its turn? And then then I shouldn't roll for initiative at all because I'm just going to insert it into the initiative at that point.
I mean, what we're saying is like it's on. Before it was in the GM layer, right? We couldn't see it. It was in the GM layer, right?
Yes.
And then you can add it to the turn order in the GM layer, and we don't see it pop up in the turn order. And so it could roll a 2, and all of us get it, and then we don't know what to do when we waste a round of combat, and it can end up that way. The only thing is, if we're doing it this way, potentially this thing just gets to attack once for free, and then it just gets to attack again. It does get to do a whole turn. It's essentially taking 2 turns. The surprise just takes away the 2 turns. That's all.
Right, but so I'm not even talking. What I'm saying is that like, so if I have a creature hidden that's waiting for someone to come over to it, and Baller in this instance decides to walk over to it, I'm not gonna like, because I'm waiting for that scenario. Am I just waiting to like put my turn in either like before or after Baller finishes his turn? And I'm not going to roll for initiative for that because I know where it's going to go.
Be doing the same thing as anything that we're trying to do in terms of you have to wait for the right situation. It's something where if we see that the sword is glowing, and it's feel the whatever, and however it is, it's something where then at that point we should roll combat. Once Baller moves over here, you have the option of having a prepared attack if this creature had rolled high enough, or have it be something where and he uses a reaction to attack with that, but then he's visible. Whereas if Baller moves up here, and again it would be something where it's like it feels like we would want to do that in combat with everyone being aware of that.
Well, so what about So I guess like I was, what if moving into the zone provokes because it's a reaction, and then that's what triggers combat. But the reaction is effectively, it's just a fancy way of surprise round. And so I just don't know, man. Like this item is really fucking with me because like the concept of creatures that can like look like anything in their environment, and that you're aware of them being around, but that they can't act until it's their turn.
Right, but so, all right,
that just
so
doesn't make any sense.
There's a mimic across the room. It's a door. It's across the room. I have a sword that tells me something's around. And then the mimic from over there pops out and goes, yo, what's up? It's me, and charges at me. I'm going to know it's there. So it's something where it has to be prepared, which it is with being hidden. And it's something where as I walk up to it, if I don't know it's there, it can attack me as normal. But it's something where I'm still able to be attacked just the same. But
that's what I'm saying is if it can attack you to it, right? Does that mean that it gets like interposed into the initiative order in that scenario at that moment because
no,
it was waiting
would roll
for it.
initiative. What did it roll?
But what I'm saying, okay, but if it didn't roll initiative because it's literally sitting there waiting for you to come at it, like
But it
it's
would
just
still
waiting
roll
for you to come at it.
Why would it not roll initiative? Or if anything, it would be at the bottom of initiative. I mean, if it chooses to elect to do that.
Yeah, I just okay.
The only thing that we're trying to prevent as players is to prevent this one free attack. That's all.
Yeah, I
Like that's the point of the item. I know that it might seem overpowered to you, but like
it seems super, if there's an invisible foe in the room, you know it. That's crazy.
Well, we know
yeah,
that
if it's within.
But
if it's within 30,
just when we fought what's his name in Barovia in like the Golden Temple or whatever, where with the amber place, and it's something where he kept going invisible. We know he's there, but we don't know exactly where he is. It would be that same sort of situation,
yeah.
But we don't even necessarily know what's here. It's just like something bad,
Yeah.
and it could just pop out and attack us at any moment.
So and it's just
heads up.
All right, and the sword is just effectively it's anything that would do you harm is the sort of the verbiage for it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Sword of warning. Warns you of danger. While this weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet cannot be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than a non-magical sleep. The weapon magically awakens you and your companions within range if any of you are sleeping naturally when combat begins.
Okay. I disagree wildly with this thing, and if I'd known about it, I probably would have. No, I don't want that in my. It's already here. So, so in that case, everybody roll initiative, and I guess redo this. However, we're gonna do it.
Yeah. So that thing's hidden, and we don't know what's going on. Nine for Elzarin and 4 for Reamer. Or 5, sorry. 5.
Cool.
Baller got a 23. So that's not 20, and then Seraph got a 12.
Okay. How do I add something to the tracker? Just right click?
No. Yeah, it should be, I think, add turn.
You can highlight them all at once.
Yeah, you should probably just clear the thing because the only one that's on there is Reamer. So you can.
I've got all 4 of you on this.
Yeah, because you can see the stuff that comes from the other page.
Oh, okay.
These specifically, so.
And I don't even remember where it was. Where was
It's
where?
one of the icons on the left tab thing. I forget what it looks like because it doesn't show up for us. Just the GM.
Oh yeah, there
Yeah,
it is.
so that actually doesn't reset it. You're gonna want to just hover over the icon. So like
And delete
the
'em.
click, yeah, and just the trash thing. Just delete all those. Then take the select move button and just highlight everything like in a box of the 5 of us. And if obviously if there's more, click those and you can just right click and add turn for everyone at once. There you go.
All right, so Baller was a 23. Seraph was a 13.
Yeah, 12.
13.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 12. All right. Reamer was a. Why is this? What the fuck is going on? All right. And like, so this is like, this is what I find frustrating, right? Like, is that now you guys know when the creature is going to, right? Even though in this scenario we haven't even established that there was a
No,
creature.
so this is where you have to learn Roll20 better. Right click on that guy and send him to a different layer. So you know how we put the map layer on the map layer, or the
Yep.
map on the map layer? Send this guy to the GM layer.
Okay.
Okay, so no, you had everything selected, so that's okay.
Oh.
Click somewhere else to reset it, and then click the 4 of us, and then right click and send us to the what the hell's the other one? I don't know what the regular object layer.
Why is this not working?
Are you on? You're not on the GM layer, so you have to go up and put yourself on the GM layer.
How do I? Where do I go up to do
So,
that?
there's. I think it's under the arrow. I think it's above the other thing. It's the layers. I think is it just 3 things?
Yeah.
Showing different
GM,
layers.
object and token, map.
Yeah. And so you just have to go up to the thing on the left, and just choose the layer. It's right under the arrow one. Yeah,
There we go.
Cool. So now that thing. All right. So now with the turn order, you just have to go and I think there's something in there that allows you to sort, and you just want to sort by descending. I think.
So when you guys look at what do you see on the turn order? Do you see
We see
ballers?
Baller, Seraph, Elzarin, Reamer. That's it. You
Okay.
have another guy on there that's gonna be faded out a little bit. So
Yep.
that's something where that's how you'll be able to tell that we can't see him.
And then how do I get back to moving him or doing
So
whatever?
you have to go back to that GM layer like you did before to get our characters. So it's actually good that you sent everything. So go to that layer, you click on him, send him back to this layer whenever you're ready. And there you go.
Okay.
And
All right.
then obviously go back to the objects layer, go to that guy, do whatever.
Yeah, this just got this is not amusing. Like, just because I'm trying to do this in the middle of combat right now. So, anyways, all right. So, if we're retconning this, I guess Baller moves up there, feels a funny twinge in his like in the back of his head. Seraph, you I guess it's your turn to move up or do what you're going to do.
Hold on. Why did you just do what you did? Why is that guy not on the GM layer?
He's on the map layer, and I just took him off the map because he's not there.
Don't put him on the map layer right now, because we can see him in the turn order. We don't want to be able to see him. I see that he's right here.
No. So I
Yeah,
understand
he is
that,
right there
right?
though.
But like it's literally we're just retconning this so that we can
No, I
try to
know. I'm
keep
I'm
this moving.
teaching you for future reference because right now we can see this, so nothing is actually going to be hidden if everything is on this layer. That's why I want you to know that. You
Okay.
actually don't want this guy on that layer. You want him on the GM layer so you can see it. So
Yep.
that way, if there is combat, we can't go, oh, it's only 2 guys, and we've fought them before. Let's just find them and fuck them up. It's like, no, there's 15 of them, and we're like, oh shit. You, yeah, you want to keep that
Gotcha.
stuff hidden.
Okay.
And then you can put it right here, if you wanted, and then we can't see him at all.
Okay, but you guys can't see him right now.
Nothing at all.
Right.
That's
Nothing.
the
Okay.
GM layer that's specifically for you.
Okay. All right. So, Baller moves up there, gets a tingling feeling in the back of his head. Seraph, you immediately notice that your sword is glowing, whether it was out or not, and that you get that tingling feeling. It is your turn, so what would you like to do?
Oh, so is it Baller first?
Well, Baller moved up there and said, "What do I see?" And so I gave him the drop of what was going on there, but you had moved up there.
Okay. Okay, so just just for like, I'm not gonna do that now because of like the retcon and everything like that. But like, I would have taken the dodge action with Baller, and I know that we're retconning this and all of this stuff, but I didn't know it was going
Yeah,
to
but
turn
you,
into this.
you rolled first in turn, so you should have your whole turn. Right?
Yeah, if that's how this works, then yeah.
So if I walk up and I don't see anything,
Yeah, so
then
you guys you got the layout that where like you see that sort of like opening below, like that dark space that's off to the right, and that the cavern floor is again like maybe 5 or 6 feet down, and that it sort of like opens up around you, and then that obviously you can see where the wall of it is, and it was right when you got there and sort of took that in that's when you got that sort of like ringing in the back of your ears or the back of your head.
okay. And I know I'm sorry for ruining the surprise or the suspense on your side, but with the creature, I already rolled and I already got like a 5, so I imagine that this creature's stealth is much higher. But I guess Baller would try to like look around and roll that, and then doesn't see anything, is waiting for his companions to come up here so he can be lowered down, and in the meantime, because of initiative, dodge action, and then that would be it for Baller's turn, and then Seraph would come up here. And sorry, there's like being lowered down over here or over this way.
Like you mean like what you want to do, like where you want to be lowered, kind of thing?
Yeah, is it like dead ends, or is it like for some reason I keep
I'm
thinking?
sorry. Yeah, that didn't get revealed right there. Sorry about that. So that's what you see right there. So it's just sort of like a pocket that's right there.
Okay.
Did that
All right.
am I on the right layer? Did that reveal?
Yeah. That's all. That's great. I can see that now. So all right. So there is like no real lower level.
So this down here is a lower level.
Oh,
Like
okay.
this is like a slope that goes down like 5 or 6 feet.
Down
okay. And
three-dimensionally in that case on that one.
All right. And I don't know if you wanted to move down there, but I'm just going to move Seraph over here and be on guard, take dodge, and then his turn.
All right.
Tom, hit the
Yes.
hit the arrow.
Hit the arrow.
On
Like the
turn
arrow
thing.
I'm sorry. Like, did you mean like go to like the select move? or what? What
There's
you mean?
on the turn order. There should be like an arrow pointing. To
Oh,
the left.
moving up. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. I see what you're saying.
So now,
Okay.
now that was Seraph's turn. So you hit it again.
Yep. Hang
Now
on.
that his turn's over.
I just want to see. I need to look at something really fast because it depends on what happens. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna because I don't 20 minutes looking up as far as this goes. I'm just gonna have the creature drop down and do what it did, or say what it did last time. So, creature drops out from the ceiling. Now to reveal that, if I hit the next arrow because it was next in initiative, would that reveal it, or do I have to move it?
So go to the next one. In your thing, it's going to show that thing's up. For us, it shows that Elzarin is the next one. But obviously, once you move it from the GM layer to this one, it will put it on the turn order for us to see. So that way, if you wanted to save something for like 2 turns, because it's going to take, X amount of time based on scenario X, Y, and Z.
How do I pull it back from the GM layer?
Go to the GM layer, right click, and then just change the layer.
And then back to objects and tokens. Okay.
Right.
So, as if it didn't happen 30 minutes ago,
it happens now.
A devastatingly handsome creature drops down from the ceiling, looking just like this. This time you guys see it, right? Because I did the Shift C?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. That thing drops from the ceiling, lets out this like super loud like clicking sound that you guys hear reverberate throughout this cavern, and then you hear those sounds sound like they're coming back. And it takes 2 swings with these huge hook hands at Baller. All right. Does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. First strike deals, what is it? 4, deals 8 points of damage as it deals a very familiar sounding gash to your face. And then the second strike comes in. That's cocked. I don't think that one's going to hit you because that is a 17.
No, that hits.
Oh, shit.
My AC is 17.
Oh, and this thing's got you.
What was the first one? The first damage?
8.
First damage is 8 damage. Second damage is, I am not rolling that high, is 10 points of piercing damage. As these two barbed claws come down. The second one kind of catches you in the shoulder and pulls you towards it a little bit. Not enough to rock you out of your space, but it and as it does so, it sets out another set of clicks and is like, and that is its turn. So it goes to Els.
All right. He is going to come out, get a little bit of, seeing what's going on. See that from there, he can see that Baller's engaged with something. So he's going to then step out a little bit further, out of, more of the comfort than he wants to. But now he can see that thing. He's going to switch to this thing. I think we might just go with the basic firebolt. Yeah. So he's throwing the firebolt, and that's good. 22.
22 is a hit. Yes,
So that is 11 damage.
Wow. That's a lot for a firebolt.
2d10. It's pretty good.
Oh shit, that's right, because of your level.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And then I think he's going to, what was that? That was 15, right? Yep. So he's gonna go, all right, cool. I'll be back next round. And he's gonna hide back in there, around the corner.
Okay. And all right, I think I just did that right. Oh, I gotta do one more thing. Okay, now I did it right.
Yes.
Okay, and so it goes to Reamer.
All right, Reamer will. He's just gonna throw down a. No, where is it? Yeah, it's this one. He's gonna throw down a Sacred Flame, and he needs a Dexterity saving throw from Mr. Hookhands.
I did not pass that. That is a 4.
Excellent. Give me this one. All right, so let's go with those two. So that is all right, not great. 7 points of damage, and no, that's it. Shit. All right, well, 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Why is this opening? Fuck.
Okay, so this bright flame shoots out from your hands, burning part of this beast. It sort of like, instead of clicking, lets out this like, and kind of warbles a little bit, but it's still standing and looking. It looks singed after a firebolt and then a sacred flame, but it's still up and kicking. All right, that goes back to the top of the order, and it is Baller's turn.
Okay, Baller trying to attack Great Weapon Master. So, taking less. That is +3. So that is 16.
16 to hit? Hits.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that is 23 off the first
20
hit.
23 points of damage?
Mm-hmm.
Woo! All right.
Alright, attacking again, trying Weapon Master again, and that is an 11.
That is a miss. So your first one comes in, gah! Takes like a huge chop right into like this thing's like foreleg, and it's like, if it could grab its legs with its claws, it probably, but it can't. And your next one, though, get a little too cocky. Swing past. Good turn. You doing anything else in your turn?
That is it for now.
Okay. It moves to Seraph. Seraph, what are you doing?
Seraph is thinking about spells, but
Thinking about spells.
oh, it's only on itself. I've seen like a D&D meme where they're just like the guy with his girlfriend looking back at a different girl, and it was like paladin, and he's with spells, and then he turns around and he's looking at all the smites that he could have instead. And that's exactly where I'm at, because I look at the spells I have and I'm like, that's really cool, but they're not as good as smites, and I need to be like within range of him anyway. So is there space here?
Yeah, I'm going to say you could squeeze in there. But before we do that, I have to say one quick thing. Els, you could not have shot a flame bolt from there. Had you come up further and duck back in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Like I just looked up and I'm like, wait a minute. You're good, but you're not.
I had to
that
come
good.
out to see what was going on first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So absolutely, you can squeeze.
Okay, so then I'll attack. Seraph has a +6, so that's a 19.
A 19 is a hit. Yes.
All right, Seraph deals 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. And with that, you see that this creature is it's bloodied at this point. You look like you've taken it past its half.
All right, second attack, an 8 does not hit. So
An 8 does not hit. No.
all right, I missed with that one, and he's just gonna get back up. I mean, I can just try to push him for the fun of it.
Just go push him.
Shield weapon master. I'm gonna bash my shield against him. Which, oh wait, no, I can only shove him.
You're shoving a bonus action?
Oh, with shield master.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Shield master shove.
Sounds like a great DJ name.
I was just thinking too. That was weird sounding. Within 5 feet. When you take the attack action, you can use a bonus action to shove a creature. Oh, and if you shove a creature, you can make him prone. But, I mean, that's what I'm going to try to do just for the heck of it. Even though
Okay.
he's just going to stand back up. So, my strength roll...
Is it opposed strength?
Or athletics, right? Athletics first. Your choice of athletics or acrobatics. It's up to
Okay.
the contested.
All right.
But
What'd you get?
my 14 plus 7 is a 21.
I have a 23. So you come up and you like kind of take the shield and it just sort of like bah, against this guy, and it just takes the hit. Does it do damage or like anything? Like, I mean, it is a hit.
No. It's
Okay.
just a contested roll.
All right. Cool.
So, I hit him with the shield, but he just seems like unfazed. He's just stale, I guess.
This thing is very solid, very solid. All right, so it's like a large creature. So like this picture is not doing it justice right now, but it's large, not so much like width-wise as they're just really tall. Like they have like really sort of gangly limbs. And so, all right, how do I move something from GM layer back to regular layer? Right click? No.
You have to go to the GM layer.
Go to the GM layer. Okay. And then I do this. Nope, that's not it. Cancel it out. Then I do this, and I go token layer. All right. And another resounding clicking sound starts. And I got to go back to the objects and token layer, select them, and swinging from the stalactites in the ceiling comes moving out another one of these things. And this one looks even creepier. And this one swings at Els because it's got a 10-foot reach.
It hits.
Well, hold on. Yeah, that hits. That's a 24. All right. So, Els, one of these hooks crashes into you, dealing 11 points of damage, and then it comes in with the left hook. I don't think that hits you. I don't think a 9 hits you.
Holy shit. Yeah, wow. So,
Yeah,
what was it, 11 you said?
Yeah, 11 points on that first one.
All right, cool.
And then the second one, I rolled a, what did I roll? I rolled a 4 and got an 11. So yeah. So no, I'm sorry. I rolled a 5 and got an 11. So,
Cool.
But all right. So that one comes in, hits you. I'm skipping turns here. Sorry, turn order. Okay, that one comes out. It goes to the one that almost got knocked down. It looks around itself, not really sure what it should do, and it attempts to climb back up into the stalactites to get away from your reach. So it like reaches up with its claws and tries to climb back up. I'm going to give it a climb check that it passes, and I'm gonna say that while it's hanging from the ceiling, make one attack. So it's gonna swing at Baller one more time with its 10-foot reach.
Oh, so it moved out of our range, right?
Yeah.
No, well, it did move out of its range.
Right.
Yeah, but it moved out of our range.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, so it will all three of you.
Neato.
All right. Let's see here. See if we can get it.
Everybody roll once.
Ooh, nice.
Uh,
So that
Ballers.
is 18. for
That is a
me.
hit.
So that does 6 points of damage.
Okay. Looks like it's not enjoying this. Not enjoying this at all. Seraph,
Well, I hit it
Baller.
with the hammer. I don't know who's gonna like that. Yeah, again, please.
Oh, that was pretty
Baller.
nice.
Baller got 17.
That's also a hit.
All right. Plus 5. That's 10 points of damage.
Okay, this thing is not looking good.
And Seraph got, that's plus 6, so that's 18.
That's also a hit.
Seraph got. What the hell are you rolling? 9 points.
Oh my god. So this thing is like barely hanging on to life, but it makes it up to the ceiling
But now
just
it's
out of
literally
you.
hanging on to life.
It's literally hanging by a thread, but it lashes back with one of its talons and tries to grab Baller. Here we go. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 25 to hit.
Yep.
And it does almost max. It does 14 points of damage to Baller as like it's this hook comes down again, just catches into his shoulder and just rips like a chunk out of the back of the deltoid. And it goes to
Sorry, how
Els.
much?
It was 14 points of damage.
Jesus. All right.
All right, Elzerin, you're up.
All right. Let's what do I want to do here? Cuz yeah. That whole spells thing. I'm thinking
Sorcerer the shit out of him. Do something crazy.
yeah, I don't know how much. I have like a ton of craziness. It's mostly like just fireball.
I was looking at my spell. Very little into the crazy chapter. It's nuts.
Yeah,
Gotta use all
unfortunately.
those sorcery points to do like max damage and shit, and
I don't even know
to
what
do it
ones I have.
to do a
I
double to
forget
do a
about
double
that.
spell.
No, that's the wrong thing because I've got empowered
I know-
and extended. So
I've made too many goddamn sorcerers that I just need to play one. Like I'm like living vicariously through like you and Wolfgang.
right,
Like use meta magic and stuff, and then your guys are like, "What the fuck is that?"
right. I haven't actually looked into it enough to really have it. Because most of these I haven't really done. But what I'm actually going to do is I am going to use a fireball. And I am going to throw a sorcery point on it to empower it.
Okay.
So I get to re-roll up to 4 of the dice. So
Nice. And so that is not a spell to hit. It's just a save.
yes,
Okay.
I'm going to be
Well.
putting that thing. That's a 3rd level spell I'm throwing it out as, and
Okay.
20-foot radius. So
40-foot wide.
20, yeah. So like from here to try
Okay.
and hit like behind this thing.
Okay. Are you throwing it like on the same level as him? Are you throwing it below him so it erupts up? Are you throwing it up towards the ceiling?
Kind
Like-
of up towards probably the ceiling, knowing that this fucker just came from there.
Okay.
So it would probably be, let's see, if it's there, like right to that point. So like up into like if it, again, my whole thing was, should I firebolt the stalactites? And now it's, I'm fucking fireballing this guy and any stalactites I can get. So I'm throwing that out. That is a dex save, and it's a 15 for the save.
Okay, let's see what we got.
I'm getting
Ooh, I don't know. What I got?
No.
That is a 15 on the dot. I have a +0, so it's a save.
yes. All right. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Let me get these dice out, because this will be the easier way to do it. I'm thinking. Don't lose any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we have gonna be re-rolling this guy. And these ones. Sweet. All right, cool. So that means this guy takes 24, 28, 17 points of fire damage.
And that's halved?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Should have been 35. Sadness.
That's still a lot. Still a lot.
Yes.
I got lucky. These things don't have a lot of dexterity. Climbers. All right. So that is your turn. Are you doing anything else?
I don't know. I think. Yeah, it's moves out of reach, so I would be provoking if I
Step backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Do me a favor and give me a perception check.
okay. 2.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the fireball explodes and it's so bright that your vision is like temporarily sort of like goes all white and then starts coming back in so that you can see in the darkness. You see that you singed this thing pretty good, but this one looks pretty damn beefy. And it apart from like a good smack, it's still pretty angry. All right, that goes to Reamer.
All right, so this one guy is up in the air.
He's if you're swinging a melee weapon, he is out of reach right now.
Well, that's why I was asking, because I am not. I'm going to Sacred Flame this guy.
All right.
So he has to make a dex saving throw.
Oh, dex saves. That is not a save.
Sweet. So that's 2 of these coming at him.
Roll some
Not
zeros.
5.
And that is enough to hit this thing, and it like a pile of bricks down on the floor. Seraph, just quick reference. It had 10 hit points left, and you dealt 9 last time. So
Jeez.
when I said it was barely hanging on. So this thing falls to the floor. All right, that was an attack. What else are you doing, if anything?
I'm gonna charge up to this one,
Okay.
and that's all I got.
Okay. It goes back to the top of the order, and it's Baller.
Let's go shot caller.
Baller. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 hits.
Cool. Let's max with that. That is 17 points of damage.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, maxed out the damage
Wow.
there.
17. Holy shit. Okay. Boom. That's that. That was a hit. That was a. All right. Are you coming in with another one?
Second one, Great Weapon Master, calling it, and that is only an 8. So
That is not a
miss.
hit. It seems so far this combat great first strikes and then kind of crappy second ones.
Yeah.
That's
All
why
right,
I've been casting cantrips so that there's only one shot.
There's only one shot. All right. All right. So you move 2 attacks. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
Nope.
Okay. All right. It is Seraph. I'm just gonna get this guy. Oh nope, I'm on the wrong layer. I'm just gonna get this guy off the map.
Seraph coming in to attack.
You should put him on the GM layer, because then it takes him off the turn order.
Oh, okay.
And then
Cool.
for your own sake, so you don't lose track, you can then delete it off the turn order.
Okay. Would prefer to just delete Elzarin from the. No, I'm kidding. All right. So yeah. So Seraph, you run up.
That's not a hard task, so...
Seraph is going to add one of those D4 smites. Sorry, he got a 19 to hit.
That's a hit. Yeah, definitely a hit.
All right, so 5, that's 9, so that's 12 points of damage total.
Okay, 12 points. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Are you doing any? Are you second attack?
Yep, second attack.
Okay.
All right, that's a better roll, so I'm guessing that hits because that's a 22.
That's definitely a hit.
Now I use the D4 smite, but I can still use one of my class smites.
Correct. Correct.
Cool. I'm gonna do that. It's let me read up on smite real quick just so I make sure that
How to play Paladin, please.
I keep forgetting smite.
Yeah, like I played Jumbo forever, and I don't know if I ever used the spell slot. So I'm like, no, Daryl's coming back.
There's no limitation on Divine Smite right here. I clicked on it, starting second level. When you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can expend 1 spell.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of what spell slot, and then whatever spell slot you choose, it's that many D8 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the third level.
It's weird because there's the strange thing is that a lot of their spells is already different specialized type of smites, but I guess they are a bonus action.
You can cast a smite, or you can hit with the smite, or you can smite with the smite. What did you want to do as a paladin?
Yeah,
did you want to?
You could create a boat called the SS
Smite. Oh.
The basic smite does more damage. Yeah. Like a spell smite does 1d6, but or 2 depending on which one it is, and then like a basic smite that comes with paladin comes with 2d8, and the only benefit of rolling the other ones is that there's some kind of additional effect if you hit.
Yeah.
But
okay.
And they have to make some kind of save maybe. But anyway, I'm rolling just normal smite, level 1. Jesus. What? Hold on. That doesn't... Oh, okay. I'm using fucking Baller's modifier. That's why I was like, "There's no like." I'm looking at this and I'm doing math in my head, and the total just isn't adding up. All right, so 8. So that is still impressive. 26 points of damage.
Whoa! Holy, that beats the 23. That
Dude,
definitely
before it
beats
was
the
like
23.
40 because I had like, for some reason, Great Weapon Master applied. I have
Wait,
no idea
holy
why.
shit.
So
That was
this
without.
thing-
No wonder you want to get fucking criticals on this guy. Holy shit.
So
Yeah,
you,
dude, because I'd be rolling fucking 68 off of a level 1 smite.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Wait a minute. How would you be getting 68 off a level 1 smite?
Because it's 2d8 for the smite and then 1d8 for the weapon,
What?
right?
Yeah.
So 3d8.
Oh,
and
so
then you just
3d8,
double that
yeah,
on
because
it.
of the
Fuck.
yeah.
Jesus.
Wow. Okay, so you come in and hammer down on this guy, and he's well
Grind
below bloodied at this point, but he's still up.
Another meme to share. Have you seen the one with like the guys and like he gets a medal and he's like open champagne
third.
and everything,
Third place?
and but then it zooms out and he's in 3rd place. And I've seen one. I think that's like Barbarian in 3rd place, Paladin in 2nd, and then like Fighter in 1st. And it was just like the DPS that you can do. And Fighter is like the biggest like
Yeah, 'cause
damage
you
per
swing
round
it
or whatever,
18 times.
because it's just fucking ridiculous. And then but like a Paladin, just based off of crits, brings them all the way to the forefront, and it puts them right above Barbarian, which is, they get bonuses for criticals, so that's why they're like up there. But it's just, yeah, it's ridiculous. So like it was just like the Barbarian being like, "Oh, I rolled a crit," and like, being like, "Woo," and then it was like the Fighter and the Paladin looking at him like, "You're not shit."
I'm surprised the rogue isn't up there at all.
I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
this
yeah.
guy's meme,
Probably
and
a
usually
frontline,
with like the
but-
memes, like there's something that's just
Wait
maybe a little bit
second.
off.
Oh yeah, that's still good.
All right, so that's the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay, so with that, this creature that's in front of you is going to disengage, and disengages, and where am I? And rushes back over to here. And as it gets over there, anybody who's looking sees that he is joined by 2 other of these creatures, and they all begin to sort of like click and sort of back warily away from where you guys are, back into the darkness that's behind you. You guys don't have a ranger in the party, so anybody who wants to give me a survival check can do so.
Okay. Well, Seraph got a 12 and Baller got a 6.
Okay.
Reamer got a 9 and Elzerin got an 18.
Elzerin, maybe you like have read something about creatures that live underground. Maybe this is something that reminds you of like behavior you saw like birds do at some point. But it seems like they're like the 2 that you see emerging from the darkness are almost trying to care for the one that just backed up, and they all seem to be like almost like throwing somebody's arm over your shoulder to give them a walk back, and they seem to be retreating back into the darkness far in the cave.
All right, that's kind of what I figured. They learned, this is not the group we're gonna be jumping and eating. So now it's time to throw a light rock down that tunnel.
Down which tunnel? Oh, I can a bit more for you guys here too. So you see that the room kind of continues this way. There looks like there's like a cave, and then you see something shimmering on like the far side over here, like something moving.
I think that changes everything. I think we just kind of head that way as a group, cautiously, being concerned about those things that just attacked us, but also, thinking that it's like, yeah, they're probably all set, and head towards the glimmering.
Okay, who's going first?
Correct, TJ?
Yeah, glimmering.
Glimmering is good. So I think kind of same thing. What do we want? Baller, Reamer, Elzer, and Seraph.
Okay, so move your figurine forward. You want to go?
Okay. Sorry. The gleaming came down over which way? Over here?
It's I don't.
Up.
Okay,
Hold on.
sorry.
No,
I thought that
right
way.
here.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay,
So
it
can we
was from the
like
south.
is there like a check to lower down? Is there like a
No,
big drop here?
it just takes like 5 feet to get down. It's not a
Okay.
it's not a check or anything.
All right, cool. All right, so he'll just jump down, slide down.
All right. As you start to come forward and move forward, as you guys all do, more of the cave becomes revealed, and you see that what was shimmering is actually water rushing into this hole in the ground. And what's kind of really crazy about this is that you don't hear the water. Like, it's flowing over this edge, but it's not hitting anything that you can hear, which means it must be falling down into like the bowels of the earth so far that there's no sound.
Hmm. Well, don't want to fall down there. You want to just still continue on this path?
Do we want to see? Yeah. I mean, like we can see if this just kind of wraps around. If we want it to go up above, to see if this is just like a pillar.
Split the party? That sounds like a great idea. You should totally.
Exactly. Because then, what I'll do is I'll have Reamer jump down here. So,
Jump down there?
Yeah.
Just push him right off the edge.
Dude, there's water. Have you not played Minecraft? I'll just ride the waterfall. Worst case scenario, I'll just jump back up.
If we had a monk, just jump.
Right. Just water walk all the way up.
It'll reach terminal velocity and then survive.
But no, I'm just saying, let's head this way, if we can, and whatever.
All right, and then meet.
No, I wasn't even actually saying split the party. I'm saying rather than go by this hole right here
and
go
risk it.
around this whole rock thing, so that we don't, potentially go here and go, whoops.
We should find the worm and push it down here. Go back and find it.
Right.
Because even it will fall. All right, if it can
Gravity
even
affects
fit.
you too, bitch.
All right, yeah, I'm cool with going up.
All right, so you guys start to move around, and as you start to move around, you see that, sure enough, it looks like this opens up, and that way looks like it goes back towards where those creatures went to, like directly up. Coming down to the right, it looks like it comes down here and then side, and that this water running through blocks the path. And who's in the lead? Is Baller in the lead?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Give me a perception check, Baller.
Okay. $16.
16. You across from the where the water is, where the water is like moving and just silently falling into the abyss. You see something else that's glimmering a little further. That's past the water.
This way?
Mm-hmm.
Over it. Okay, I'll alert the rest of the party, and we can try to move down back to over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we want to head over there and see what we see either up here and check out down here more too.
Okay. As you guys get down to like you said you were coming down to like right here. Yeah. As you guys get down to right there, you see a couple things. One, anybody who's looking up this way sees a room that's littered with bones and carcasses, and it looks like whatever those creatures were like depositing the additional bits and pieces that they didn't use in this. This was like their trash room. But as you get over here,
Is there anything like of value, or is it just like bones and trash?
You can give me an investigation check.
Ugh, investigation. Gross. I think passing might have, just like passing on the whole check, might give more of a success chance. But actually, that one becomes a... no, that's not the right guy. It's negative, I'm pretty sure. So that is actually a dirty 20.
Okay. All right. So you go in the room and you give it a good look over, and there doesn't seem to be anything in there. You do notice a couple carcasses that look like they might actually have been humanoid, but they're small, and they're well picked over. So you're not quite sure what you're looking at.
Okay, so it's not like armor or anything is...
No, like
leftover
you
stuff?
just
Alright,
you,
cool.
yeah, you just like the sort of skeletal remains that these creatures didn't like chew on or
That's
eat
what I
for
kind of figured.
whatever.
Just didn't know if they took that stuff and tossed that aside too.
And what you see as you look down this way is another passageway that opens up. But Baller, as you get closer, you see for sure that there's some sort of like glittery, shiny stuff on the other side of that portal. However, you also realize that in order to get over there, you're going to have to cross this water.
And is this water kind of rushing?
It's not rushing, but it's definitely something that if you take a misstep, there could be a mishap. A lot of misses.
All right. Gonna walk right up over here and then try to do a running
I
jump.
was gonna
So
say.
get back over here and do like a running long jump to there.
Okay. Give me an athletics check. I've got a DC in.
Not great on the die, but hopefully this makes up for it. 15.
15. You get there, right as your feet start like clamp down on the other side, the terrain starts to give way a bit, and you're kind of like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then you catch yourself, and you're all right.
All right.
So you can
End up
put yourself. You can put yourself right. Oh,
Here.
I probably back up a little bit. You can put yourself right about there, yeah. And then if you, I mean, that like a jump is part of your movement. So if you wanted to move forward, you can move forward as well.
I think he's oh, what, you Misty Step or something?
Yup.
And he's going to be here just for support with his hand out, trying to, if they don't make the jump, to grab them and pull them in.
Okay.
Is
All
what
right.
Baller's going to be there for.
I'll
I
give
think.
I'll give Seraph guidance.
Oh, cool.
So that's a D4.
Sweet. And he definitely needed that. +6. Alright, get that 4. Sweet, that 4 helped. I got a 4 on that, so that really helped and brought it to something decent.
Nice.
That's a 13 total.
13 total. All right. You take a deep breath, step back, and jump across. This time you get one toe that touches the other side, but where it had crumbles faster, and you start plummeting backwards into the water that's pulling towards the abyss. Baller, I'm going to give you a chance to grab him. Give me a dex save.
Save.
And you have a plus to it, right? Because of Seraph.
So 14.
14. You reach out, and his hand just slips through. His fingertips touch. Seraph, you drop into the water. And as you drop into the water, it's not super fast, but it starts to pull you towards the cliff. We're going to resolve Reamer, and then we'll go back to we'll resolve Reamer. No, yeah, we'll resolve Reamer first. So Reamer, what are you doing?
I'm going to try and throw rope to Seraph.
Okay.
So I would want to kind of run up and toss it across, kind of like that.
Okay.
And then move that way to hopefully have him be able to grab that.
Okay. So I'm going to say there's no skill in this. So just grab your rope, you throw it out there. Seraph, give me a dex save to see if you can grab the rope as it comes across in front of you as a reaction.
Dex save. 5. That's 15.
15. You grab the rope, and you feel like yourself a little bit in the, but you feel like whether you're going to try to press onto the other side or just try to get your feet underneath you, that you'll probably have some sort of benefit for grabbing that rope and not getting pulled further. All right, it goes back to the top of the order. Baller, what are you doing?
Kind of go toward the end of the water over here, and if Seraph is falling over toward the water this way, try to pull him up.
Okay, all right. So you're just sort of waiting there to try to reach out a hand and grab him again. Els, what are you doing?
I'll go over and try and assist, to try and stabilize Baller. Kind of grab him and give him a little bit without getting too close.
See
so
what
he can
happens.
kind of reach a little bit more, hopefully.
All right, Seraph, you are in the water. You got swept down about 5 feet. I need you to give me an athletics check to try to plant your feet. I'm going to give you a plus because you have the rope and you have something to kind of pull yourself towards the surface and right yourself with this. So roll and tell me what you get.
23.
23. Boom. You plant your feet and the current's strong against you, but you can attempt to move across and finish getting across the water if you so choose on this turn.
So I'm sorry, one more time.
So you grab. So on this turn, you plant your. You stand up, and if you want to try to move forward, you can do that. You make one more check, but you can try to do it if you want.
All right, to get to this side.
Yep.
All right.
And so since you're standing in the water on the side, it'll be a deck save. However, you will also have a positive
Save.
because you have the rope.
Okay. +5, so that's a 15.
That is enough. And you kind of work your way across to the other side and then scramble up the shore. Baller puts his hand out, grabs your forearm, pulls you up. Els is there to grab your other side, hoist you out of the water. That leaves Reamer. Reamer, what are you doing?
So since the rope is there, on that side, I'm gonna kind of go this way, and have them hold on, and try and jump across.
Okay.
To see if I can make it. If not, I'm trying to hold on to the rope, and hopefully not get pulled down too much.
Okay. All right. So let's do the long jump. So athletics check.
All right. So that. Oops, I have to go back. There it is. Okay. So that's gonna be. All right. That's good. Athletics +2, so that's 17.
That's enough. And you
Nice.
make it to the other side and land. And with that, the whole party is across this little water hazard here. And do you guys approach this new cave mouth?
I think it's time to.
All right. You guys come to the cave mouth as a group, and as you look through, opening in front of you is the biggest chamber you've seen thus far. But what sets it apart from all of the other chambers that you've seen so far, even without dark vision, you can see some of the enormity of this place. Why is that? Because this cavern is filled with more riches than you've ever seen before in your entire life. There's deposits of gold, there's deposits of quartz, there's silver, there's like bioluminescence, moss and lichen that seems to hang down from the ceiling. And you guys immediately think to yourselves, this must be the Glittering Caverns.
Yep.
And as you say that, as you kind of consider that to yourselves, this voice rings out that says, "Strangers have come to the caverns. They must be tested." And I think that's where we'll call it a pause for tonight.
Sweet.
All right.
All right. Just to keep going with tradition and fun stuff, because whatnot. Does anybody have any recommendations?
Yep.
What do you got?
So, my recommendation, for cheap money, if you can get it on sale, on Steam, we've got Elder Scrolls. If you're a fan of Skyrim, Oblivion. I just picked it up on sale for like less than $5, and it's a solid game. It's definitely older, but it's very similar to Skyrim. And if you like that style of play, that open world, do whatever you feel like doing, it scratches that itch. And if you haven't played it, you get to get all the experiences for the first time. And then if you have played Skyrim, every time it's like Skyrim, it's like, oh, I have a reference now. Holy shit.
All right, that's cool. All
So
right,
yeah,
TJ.
it's a cheap way to do that, other than just playing Skyrim again for another system that it got ported to.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, TJ, what do you got?
don't really have one particular. Might have a strange one. I don't really have like a game or anything. So like,
Dude, you
I
gave
guess
us a fucking Finnish fucking polka band or something before, like metal polka fucking emo weirdness. So, I mean, you've already topped yourself. So if you go
I mean,
weirder, I mean, go
dude, I
for
don't
it.
know what it is. Like, when if you like you take Adderall if you're already like jittery and it has the opposite effect and it calms you. Well, like I started my day off with that fucking metal polka thing, fucking Igor, and I put it on the first one and it's just some guy screaming in my ear and then somehow I had just serenity in work. I have no idea.
Oh,
I can't
absolutely.
explain it to you,
I, I,
but
I
it's
I
just like
definitely get that. Not with that one, but yeah, I've definitely had stuff where
yeah.
it's just like,
I mean, dude, I and I remember this a little bit, but you fucking slept to Slayer. I remember one time in karate, you're like, dude, I don't know how the fuck I did it, but I fell asleep last night and I was listening to Slayer on like max volume. I'm like, I don't know, but I'm gonna remember this. So, and I have, and I'm like, oh, okay. If he can do that, I think he can handle some of this crazy shit.
yeah,
So, yeah, I mean that's the most bizarre, but like when you think of a recommendation, you think of like, or what I'm thinking of is like a game, a movie, or something like that. But like, I got like I guess a health tip for all the shit that I've gone through. Um, like I've been having issues, like a bunch of stomach issues and whatnot, and then this is what's weird. Uh, I started making kefir. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
Okay, well, this is going to sound very bizarre. Do you know what kombucha is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so kombucha is like fermented tea, and it's pretty good for you because it has like uh, bacteria cultures in there that are good for your like gut microbiome and whatnot. But kefir is fermented milk, and you have to do it in a particular way. And you can find kefir in a store, and I don't recommend taking it straight because it's fucking gross. Um, but if I don't know if you guys do smoothies at all, but if you put it in a smoothie, it's like a probiotic, like
Hmm.
godsend, I guess. And it's been helping me because I've been having like digestive issues, and I find like a lot of people who are like online who are trying to recover from Crohn's disease. And part of the thing is like your gut's injured at one point, and they like there's like I can go through like the entire thing, but pretty much a big part of recovering from it, from what I found online, is reculturing your gut. And kefir has like 60 different types of like good bacteria in it, when like yogurt has four. And it's just like it makes you feel good. Like I think it's Russian, and it's called like kefir translates to feel good. And
Is
if
it
you
like Keffer or something like that?
I guess it's like I've heard different pronunciations of it. In America, it's usually kefir, but it's like kefir, and it's Kefir.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, it's I think it's out of the ordinary. But like if you find it, like there are some in like market baskets and stuff. And I like I said, I can't stomach it if it's not like in a smoothie. But if you get it in one way or another, it's just like really good for your stomach.
Hmm,
So
cool. All right.
the
Yeah,
more you know.
listen, that's cool. All right. I'm going to take this recommendation chain in another totally different direction. And have you guys ever seen the reflex training balls?
I
Yep.
feel like I have. What are they?
So typically they're used for like boxing training, but basically it's a headband with like a long rubber string that comes off of it, and then there's a ball that you just basically punch at, and as you punch it, it comes back towards you, so you punch it again, and you just keep going like that, and then basically you start working on techniques where like sidestepping so it'll pass you, and then turning around and starting up again, etc. And so I had seen these, I don't know, 6 months, a year ago. And I was like, when I first saw a video of it, I didn't see the rubber band. So I'm like, this is a joke. like there's like what is it, like magnetic balls that are just coming back at the fist, like
It's
this is
just
stupid.
floating there.
Yeah, because it was moving so fast that I didn't see the rubber band when I saw the video of it. Well, long story short, I got one, and it's actually a lot of fun. Like when you first start doing it, it's like anything, you're like you're struggling to figure out how to like hold your hands and how to hit these things, and then like what the rhythm is and how like you only have to tap it to keep it going. Like you know, like if you start hitting it hard, it starts coming back at you much harder and much faster, and so you've got to be able to react to it. But it's actually super fun, and I think you can pick one like $10, 10 or 20 bucks. I think that like there's a bunch of people who make it. The one I got was like I think it's some Russian boxing company or something, and it's like, do you look like an idiot with like this thing stuck in your forehead while doing it? Sure, but it's just a super fun like easy training thing that you can do that just at least gets you like feeling like you're throwing punches and like just reacting to something that's in front of you when if you don't have a person or a place to like train or do something. It's a cool thing, and it's a pretty cheap pickup that I convinced my wife to get for Father's Day. So that was a score for me.
Nice.
Nice. What are these things called?
They're like reflex balls or reflex punching balls. I think that was the name of it.
Okay. I've
And
seen
it's
them, but I haven't seen them like on the like rope before. I've seen
yeah,
them like used. Okay, this one's like bigger.
like the ball is probably about the size of a tennis ball, and you just like you start tapping it, and as you tap it, it goes away, and then you start with a rhythm punching it, and so I've probably been playing with it for about a week now. It's just a cool way to zone out and do something for like 20 minutes or a half hour or whatever. Where after like everybody goes to sleep in the house, and you're like, I got to do something because I'm wide awake. So
Do you feel like you get a good workout from it? And how often has it hit you in the face?
it has not hit me in the face at all, but I definitely got hit in the junk with
I
it
was gonna say,
because
seeing like the video of like it being demonstrated, it's like, oh no, that thing's gonna swing down.
well, so what happens is like if you're trying to do like the pass and I probably jumped ahead and like I shouldn't be trying to do the pass until I'm much better at like a rhythm, but or like if you hit it and like you don't hit it square with like your like the flat of your knuckles, it'll start going like left or right or whatever,
Hmm.
and so it started to come back in. And I grazed it, and so it started to go down. And as it came back up, I just brought my forearm up, just protect your face, and it wrapped around my forearm and just like boop right in the nuts. And I was like, oh damn it! But with the exception of that, it's pretty cool. I mean, again, is it something that's perfect, and is it the same thing as like you know doing pak sao or doing like catching hands? Or
Yes.
absolutely not. But it's a cool way of just like getting used to it, and then once you get a rhythm going, like actually like hitting it with some power and watching it as it comes back in, and you start to realize that you're just like you kind of meditate out on it, right? So you're like you just see it coming back in, so you're just placing your hand. You're not even like you're not tracing it or and so it's kind of cool. And I like for the price and for the fun I've gotten out of it so far, I would definitely.
Cool.
Fair enough.
But all right, good stuff, gents. You have found the Gleaming Caverns, or at least some weird voice has said that. And I will talk to you guys again on Saturday night when next the Pirates ride.
Absolutely.
All right, sweet. Right before you go, I think I would to get back to our conversation before. I think keeping Barug is fine. And Kevin, has Lucas gotten back to you?
He hasn't.
All right. All right. I know he reached out, and then I guess then it was radio silence or something. So,
Yeah.
all right. All right, fair, because I'm still trying to figure that out. All right. But I think keeping the same character is good.
Okay,
And a
cool.
definite possibility depending on, what might be brought up. I don't know what's going on, but once I hear from Lucas and,
No
we'll
one knows what's going on.
right. So
um,
we'll
but
clarify.
and
Before I forget to say it as well, you guys should probably get ready to level these characters up because the experiences that you've had since your last level has definitely been enough to level. Don't get it ready for the start of this next session, like next Thursday, but have it ready because if you guys rest, you guys can have that stuff kick in probably.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was thinking
sounds good
about
to me.
that. There's something else
Uh,
I thought.
yeah. And Tom, if you do want to roll a new character, let me know.
Okay.
It's entirely up to you.
Like I like Barug. I want to make sure he's got a spot in the story. And if the story is going to move forward with, people just absorbing dark powers and getting darker and darker, that just doesn't fit Barug. I mean, most of what's happened to Barug since Barug walked in has not fit for Barug.
But
But I feel like if it's going to go that path, then yeah, it'd be cool to like have somebody who'd be like 100% on board with that to jump in.
yeah, I mean, I've already like I'm thinking about a bunch of different possibilities, and I'm starting to write things for Barug, and I think it's the safest thing to keep Barug right now.
Okay.
Um, just because I have no idea because I think Fizzat is planning on getting darker and darker and just like completely embracing it because it's been great for him. No idea. I think Kevin can speak to that if he wants to, or if he keeps it a secret. It's up to him. But there's also things that I've told Lucas, and it'd be funny, or it would also just be sad if you come up with a character that's 100% Lord Umbra, and for some reason the party's just like, dude, screw that guy, and then it's like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
So like, I rather just stay safe and come up with Brug.
Okay.
Um,
I mean,
and
I am totally all for uh, the darkness and stuff, though.
Oh, I
That's
had no
what I'm.
doubt. I had no doubt.
Yeah.
yeah, I figured it as much as well. So
So it's like once I find out from Lucas what he's he's got going, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I just don't want to be the character who's like a stick in the mud, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Have it
yeah.
be like every time it's just like yeah. I don't agree. It's like, God damn it. We
Yeah. Every
know.
time,
Shut
like
up,
yeah.
though.
Sometimes that can be fun in a party, and then sometimes it's
Well,
just a giant
yeah,
pain in the
if
ass.
it's fun and it's not like if it's that's the character as opposed to like, well, no, this is the character and he's just
A
diametrically
jerk.
opposed to you. It's
Yeah.
like as opposed to like, hey, my character's a dick. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, but you'll love it. It's like, oh, okay. It's just like instead of having it's like I like darkness, it's like I like light. So we automatically just nope. It's like, oh, okay. It's like I like chocolate. I
Wait,
don't like you.
that does sound like the beginning of like I don't know every failed Fox sitcom. I like darkness. I like light. How will these two roommates get along?
Right. Find out
Find out on Tuesday night on Fox.
on
Yeah.
Yin Yang, and they're
Yeah.
definitely Asian, and it's just like Jesus Christ, Fox.
They have a sidekick that's a panda ninja. I'd watch it for an episode. I mean, yeah, I'd
Right,
see
and
like
then
how
it's
bad
just
it
like,
was.
oh, I've heard these jokes before. They weren't funny then.
It's not working. It's just not working. Oh shit. But all right, cool. Yeah. So I will make sure that I have Barug healed up and ready to go, and yeah, we'll go from there.
cool.
Cool.
I still have I have ideas, but I think everyone's gonna just go their separate paths. That's what I'm feeling. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing how this all goes as much as you guys are.
All right.
And it's something where it's like if we do, I know TJ, you were thinking of you had a different story or something in mind. I don't know if Lucas is getting prepared. I told him to get prepared. So I mean, even if this one ends there and then we move to the next thing, that's it's cool too. I'm open for just different D&D and different things and whatever. That being
Oh,
said,
for sure.
I am loving Fizzat and taking everything and doing wherever we're going. Just chaos.
I get more. Awesome. Yeah.
Right. Once I got the daggers, and it was just like, oh, I'm already darkness, and so I'm just already gonna embrace that shit.
And that's what I was trying to empower everyone on their already existing skills. So I think achieved, especially with that. That one is also kind of an accident, but that's what
It was
happened when you
funny
found the
when
daggers.
I
It's
said
like
that, and
that's
you're
just
like, oh, yeah.
because he did have something there, and I'm like, after reading it, because there were different effects, I'm like, yeah, this would be amazing for this monk. And then he became a rogue, kind of in our heads, but.
I took 0 into rogue, and I'm yet 100% a rogue.
Sometimes it's
Pretty
just how
much.
it works out.
Right. So, awesome.
But, all right, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Absolutely. Later, guys.
Later.